Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Pisces placements, there may be a message in here for you. As I was saying that, I was getting a really strong Pisces rising energy. So just take that if it resonates, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, Pisces, to get started with your reading, I'm getting a lot of information. So the first download that I was receiving for you is the song For Good. It's from the Wicked musical. I haven't seen the first part. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not even that familiar with the musical itself. The song For Good, I think, will be in the second part of the movie, which comes out next year. But anyways, I haven't seen the musical. I don't know what it's about exactly. But generally I know the story, right? It's like the story of like these two friends who are very, very different from one another. And they end up separating because their lives are taking them in different directions, right? I think that's how the first movie ends. The movie part one. Where they separate because they're on different sides of good and bad, metaphorically. But the song that's coming in for you, Pisces, is the song For Good, which is like the second last song in the musical, where these two characters, the two friends, come back together. And it's a song about like forgiveness and gratitude for each other, that like despite the differences, there are people who come into our lives in order to help us to grow. And that like through knowing each other, both people have been changed for good, for the better. Which is so beautiful, Pisces. This is this energy that I'm getting for you. So maybe there's some sort of relationship like that for you, where it's like maybe there were difficulties, or maybe there was separation, or maybe there were just like differences between you and another. Whether or not this is like a friendship or a romantic relationship, any sort of dynamic, could be family as well, where it's like this person taught you a lot of lessons. And you also learned and grew from their presence in your life. And there's this feeling of like seeking forgiveness from the other, also accepting responsibility and forgiving the other if there were any sort of like difficulties or pain or anything like that, and understanding and acknowledging that you have been changed for good by this person, even through the difficulties. So there's a energy like that coming through for you. I'm also kind of getting this like very like deep ocean kind of energy with you. Very deep ocean. Like it could be you're working with subconscious energies at the moment. Paying attention to your dreams may be showing you things like that. There's also a very heavy Mercury retrograde energy coming through as well. Because it's in Sagittarius and you're Pisces, there's also a square aspect there that may be sort of challenging you in some ways. Something about Mercury retrograde is doing something like it, because it's kind of like maybe there was something where like you and another separated, like you parted ways, right? You went your separate ways, that kind of energy. But maybe you are coming back together in some way in order to get closure about a situation, is how it's coming through. Maybe there's something from the past. And it doesn't have to be the exact same person or the exact same situation. It could be something of like a repeating pattern that's coming back around in order for you to like get closure about it in some way, Pisces. And it has to do with like healing deep deep emotional energy is how it's coming through. But anyways, your first card is synchronicity. I haven't seen that card in a while. So there's a lot of magic in your space right now. Synchronicity. Okay. Source, destiny, the miraculous message. The Unus Mundus is the presiding deity of alchemy. It arrives to remind us that we are not alone in our queries or our journey. What are we here to do? What pulls us forward? Unanswerable questions are timeless fuel for the flames of transformation. Mythics before us have uttered the same questions while tinkering in their laboratory. Do not underestimate the brave act of your attention to the details of your daily life, to the ecology of our world. What you notice matters. You matter. When this card arrives, sacred messages abound. Everything is a living symbol, a synchronicity. Its guidance is sent directly from the alchemists who have come before you to encourage you along the way. See the deeper meaning of what is in front of you. In this very moment, the new eye opens. Yeah. Synchronicity is the way the world of mysteries claims our attention. Something is sure to stick out to you today. A word, an image, lyrics, a memory. Take note. So, okay, pay attention to what it is that you are noticing. Like things may be sticking out to you in particular ways. It's very specific synchronicity, like the way that your guides or the universe like communicates with you is very specific to you, right? Like for me, it's very color motivated. Like there's a lot, like color is a really significant symbol for me. For you, of course, it'll probably be different, but you never know. Interesting. So pay attention to things that are sticking out to you in particular. Things like things like the movie Wicked, right? Obviously color is very important for things like movies because they represent symbols and things. Next time you watch a movie, whatever movie it is, doesn't have to be that one specifically, but any movie, really good ones have like really good color symbolism to pay attention to. Like seeing what the characters are wearing, that kind of thing can even there's like I feel like Pisces, there's some sort of like big transformation that you are going through right now, or perhaps like closing out is how it's feeling, like getting major closure on some sort of cycle in your life, it feels like. Because let's say close as a metaphor can represent sort of like our identity, or a role that you're playing, or something about like how other people see you with that sort of rising energy. Maybe there's some sort of closure coming through about that. The great work with these colors, right? These like primary colors. I love that card. It talks about, again, attention to detail. I feel like that's significant for you, Pisces. It's coming in with a bit of Virgo energy, which is, of course, your opposite. But this great work card talks about like tending to little things, right? The great work is a collection of little works. Those two cards together are like really powerful. There's a very like spiritual energy coming through here. And I feel like it's like there's a lot of magic, but maybe you're not really seeing it that way. And the sparks of light. Wow, okay. The great serpent at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is a big transformation for you, Pisces. I feel like you've overcome some something quite significant here with the sparks of light, because that one, I'm going to read it. Hope, sensation, exhilaration. The sparks of light card arrives just in the nick of time, leaving a trail of celestial light to guide the way. Follow these flickers as if they are alchemical clues guiding you to an illuminated state. When this card appears, it's likely there has been a lull or a void of direction in the laboratory. Some may even say the lights have been turned off. But in the deep void of darkness, a messenger of hope arrives, flickering and shimmering with enthusiasm. You might feel the sparks of light as a childlike giddiness, the presence of magic, a vision in a dream, or a simple readiness to wake up from a long slumber. Follow the physical body, follow the tingling sensations of aliveness within you, and you will not be led astray. Vitality, clarity, and inspiration are within your reach. You are alive. You are a vital being. Appreciate this moment. One spark leads to the next. Yeah. It's a really lovely energy for you, Pisces, because there's this feeling of like, well, last night it snowed, and this morning, like, there was just like a very thin layer of very sparkly snow. It was like the first snow of this year, of this season. It was so beautiful. And I tend to appreciate the days when I look at the snow and it makes me happy, just because like by the time February rolls around, I'm like so tired of it. But today was not that. The color yellow obviously is very strong for you. But there's something about sort of like the shimmering, sparkling energy that perhaps you're being drawn to in some way. It's this energy of magic. I have no other word for it, but I feel like you're going to be seeing that soon. I feel like there's also something about like, it's revealing itself to you in some way, because something about like, you're going to be seeing the magic. Like, it's going to be, it's kind of coming through as like the magic is going to be proven to you in some way. That's how the synchronicity comes through, like where there are things that you just can't explain. Anyway, so this morning when I went out to take my dog out on a walk, like, of course, whenever it snows, the first thing I notice are these like the footprints that are left behind by the rabbit. There's a rabbit that lives in our backyard somewhere. And so like when it snows, you can see the little rabbit footprints like in the front, but also in the back porch area. And of course I know the rabbit lives there, but today is like seeing the evidence of it, right? Like there's something like that coming through for you, like seeing the evidence of magic, being present in your physical world in some way because of this sort of like, it leaves a trail. It's like magic is leaving a trail for you. There's also this sort of magician energy, right? Like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. You can see it. There's proof. And there's also something about, anyway, there's something out, like my dog went out in the backyard and he's always sniffing, right? Like dogs are always smelling things. It's like part of their, like, how they interact with the world is through smell. And so when there's no snow, I can just sort of see him sniffing at things, but I can't see what he's smelling, right? And I can't smell what he's smelling because he has obviously better smell than me. But today I noticed him sniffing, and it was at the spots where the rabbit's footprints were specifically, which is really interesting. I don't know why I'm getting like choked up right now, Pisces. Sorry, Pisces. I had to take a moment to collect myself. There's quite a bit of emotion in your reading today because it feels like whatever the sparks of light energy is, it's like this feeling of the universe reminding you of magic. I did an Aquarius reading, like not the last Aquarius reading, but a couple of Aquarius readings ago. I'll link it above, that talked about that, this sort of like feeling of being reminded of magic again, perhaps because you've been feeling separate from it, or there's been this like, it's kind of coming through, because right now Saturn is in Pisces. It is direct, I believe, but maybe you're coming out of this period of like a tough karmic lesson is how it's coming through. So maybe you're coming out of that period. It's like maybe you went through some tough lessons, maybe with a particular soulmate or something, right? Like maybe there's been like tough emotional maybe like interpersonal lessons that you've been learning with other people that I feel like though you're coming out of that, right? It's like it's coming through with like this energy of the sparks of light, of like seeing hope again, or like seeing the traces of magic, right? That magic leaves a trail. It's that kind of energy. And this like feeling of snow, it's kind of coming through because the snow today is representing this like symbol of like, it's what allows you to see like the footprints that otherwise you would not have seen, right? So there's something about that coming in. I'm going to keep pulling cards for you though, Pisces. It feels very healing. It feels very healing. As I say that, the Fury card. I'm definitely going to pull another one because that Fury card talks about, yeah. Fluidity, interesting. Fluidity, outer core. Solidity, inner core. So you have the inner core and the outer core. Fluidity versus solidity. And solitariness at the bottom of the deck. Okay. That's you, Pisces, of course. This sort of like outer core. Fluidity. But I feel like there's this energy around you at the moment. This does not feel like yours. It feels like there's an energy around you at the moment that is, could be representing anger, right? It's kind of coming through with that energy of like, a relationship, perhaps with a feminine energy, right? It could be like, well, even if you're both men, it could be that you and that person are relating on like your feminine energies are connected in some way, that kind of thing. So your feminine energies are connected. Perhaps they're, even if you're like physically gender presenting masculine, right? Anyway, so anyways, that like the there's a lot of like So there may be a relationship in your life right now that's presenting as this fury bushfires. Maybe somebody that you're going through a separation with at the moment, in whatever way that is. There could be anger. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like a friendship or family where it's like maybe there's disagreements. Maybe you're just not seeing eye to eye. Perhaps there's like difficult energies. It's coming through with a bit of like 5 of Wands energies where it's like it's just not harmonious is how that's coming through with the Fury bushfires. Anyways, I feel like though, but this might also be a tough karmic lesson that you're going through or that you're learning from. I do feel though, on some level, you are healing that, right? Because even if you are in the place right now, presently, where you're going through a separation between you and another, down the road, right? Further down the road, there may be an opportunity where you do come back together and there's like forgiveness and understanding and healing that comes through. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you are. I don't know. I don't feel like that's yours though. It may just be you and a dynamic. I just feel that it's somewhere in your environment at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to put that aside. But anyways, the universe is trying to show you magic though. all of this like very watery energy coming through, which is very interesting, this inner core and outer core. I also feel like I was getting this feeling of this like it's coming through as like shedding a skin, Pisces, like shedding a skin. Again, this like very powerful energy of transformation, right? Like you've gone through some sort of transformation. I sometimes see this with this card, the solidity. It could be something of like an ego death, because I do see that with this energy as well. Like some aspect of your ego or your identity has been like dissolved, right? And I feel like maybe that comes with a little bit of vulnerability that comes through. So just being conscious of that. The work is never finished, is what I just heard. The work is never finished. That comes in with the great work. The work is never finished. Even if you're like healing something, right? Healing also is a process that is continual. There's really no like end to it. But I'm feeling this in a way of like uncovering layers of oneself is how it's coming through. Okay. There's another song that's coming in, because I feel like the For Good song is about like something from the past that was difficult that's closing out. Then there's another song called First Light by Hosier, who I love so much. But it's about sort of like the hope, right? It's like there are some relationships where it's like you learn lessons and it's tough and it's not fun and it's like whatever. You end up changed and you grow from that, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. Then there are some relationships that change you, but like in a way that's like they're the sunlight, right? They're the sunlight in the darkness. They're this like spark of light that comes in when you haven't been able to see. Like it's that kind of energy. And what I love about that song, First Light, is in the second verse, he talks about like how even after you experience this like happiness and joy and bliss, like there are moments when that sort of like darkness threatens to creep back in. But he sort of like makes this declaration, like, I'm not going back to that place. I'm not going back to that darkness. I'm going to stay in the sun. That's how it comes through. It's really beautiful, Pisces. There's a lot of magic and hope and sunlight coming in for you. After a period of difficulty, like tough karmic lessons is how it's coming through. Equanimity. That's an energy of balance, of maintaining balance. I don't know if I'm saying that right. My pronunciation of words recently has been really bad. I'm blaming Mercury retrograde on that. Equanimity as a superlative state of being is present in many wisdom traditions, philosophy, and Eastern as well as Abrahamic religions. This word relates to maintaining inner stability and mental calmness. Yeah, inner stability, right? This energy of like your inner core being very solid. Inner stability and mental calmness, even through exposure to adversity and challenge. In today's fast-paced world, it can be hard to maintain balance when everything moves with such dizzying speed. Yet if we look to the past as a teacher of the present, perhaps we can find presence in the way we relate to time. When Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and awaited his enlightenment, he was faced with various degrees of temptation from the demon Mara, the lord of the senses. Through each challenge, Buddha maintained equanimity, never wavering from his center. Yeah, if you've pulled okay, anyways, there's an exercise to help you maintain your inner balance, because I feel like there's some sort of Five of Wands energy. I'm just going to phrase it like that. There's some sort of like conflict around you, or there's like some sort of like tough energy that's around you, but you're being encouraged to maintain your inner balance in face of this challenge. There may be some sort of like, again, karmic lesson that you're going through at the moment, Pisces, but there is hope. There is hope. I feel like there is a transformation happening right now. If it's not happened yet, it is happening. Something is being changed for good, is how it's coming through. I was going to say something there, but I forgot what it was. Okay. The sea serpent. So much water. There's so much water in your energy right now, Pisces. This card talks about healing. It represents the sacral chakra and the hyena at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read the sea serpent card. Okay, healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Yeah. Okay, Pisces, I was seeing the ocean for you. There's this Saturn retrograde collective video that I did. I'll link it above for you because this card came out in that for sure. But I'm getting that energy for you coming through. Anyways, so it's feeling kind of like I'm getting a lot of ocean energy, which is coming through as being like, maybe there are perhaps emotional experiences that you are needing to feel, is how it's coming through. It could have to do with fury or anger in some way, right? This may be an aspect of you, or it could be someone that you're dealing with. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. But this hyena card, because of this sort of like the moon energy, the hyena card talks about sort of like wearing a mask of, like, for example, sarcasm or humor, or like making jokes as a way to like deflect tough emotional energies, or things like that. Like it's like it's an energy of masking how one truly feels. And so there's like, I feel like maybe there's something like that happening for you, where it's like, if you have been wearing a mask, or if someone around you has been wearing a mask that hides how they truly feel, it's like, I feel like that's coming up to the surface at the moment here with the sea serpent. It's like a deep emotional healing, though, is how it's feeling. I feel like this energy is going through a healing, because I feel like there's something here about like something about like this like inner core energy, right? It's very solid, but we don't always see what's on the inside, especially if there's a hyena energy where it's like you cover up that energy. You don't express how you truly feel. You hide it under a mask. We all do this at certain points in our lives. It's not a judgment, but I do feel that there's like, at the moment, you may be going through this period of time where or like I don't know, an emotional time maybe, where all of this sort of like inner energy is being expressed outwardly, and there is a really loving acceptance of doing this, Pisces, to like express how you truly feel. Express how you truly feel, even if it's something difficult like that. Express how you truly feel. That's just how it's coming through. I feel like normally Pisces would not have that problem, right? Like all water signs, I feel like generally are very good at doing that, but maybe there's something about anger that might be a little bit tough to express, right? Like expressing anger in a way that's not destructive is something that I think everyone could probably use a bit of work on, generally speaking. Expressing anger in a way that's like healthy and productive, and that doesn't cause harm, right? That, anyways, I'm gonna just leave that there. There's nothing to fear about your own emotions either. That also wants to come through as a message for someone. I feel like you may be in a process of healing at the moment that may be sort of like the unpleasant part of healing, which is kind of coming through as being like, the example that I give for this often is like, say you eat something that's like food poisoning, right? Like you eat something that's not good for you. Part of the healing process is actually like regurgitating it out, right? It's that uncomfortable feeling of like something gross is coming out in whatever way emotionally is how it's coming through for you. And it's like, that's part of the healing process. You kind of have to just go through that, the unpleasantness of it. But you'll feel much better at the end, right? You'll feel much better after you've gone through that like purging process, whatever that is for you. It feels emotional. Okay. Oh, that's too many cards. I have 4 cards here. I'm going to put them back. That's too many. Okay. Fire, Candle, Moon is your first card. You have a lot of blue cards. So blue and yellow are both very significant cards for you, or colors for you. Okay. So solar plexus and throat chakra is how it's coming through. But anyways, the flame from one candle can be used to light 100 more. This is how a single light illuminates many. Do you see where I'm going with this? In order to create the change that this world is calling for, it is time for you to shine brightly and to share your light and to ignite the flame of awakening in others. You, yes, you are a leader born from the flame of truth and forged with the courage and the strength to do what you came to this planet to do. Live giant, light the flames of others, and be a leader of legacy. The time is now. Interesting. I'm just drawn to like the sand, right? All these like little lights in the sand. There's the sparks of light. There's something about footprints that's really coming through very strongly. Like you can see the trail. There's a trail that you can follow. There's like evidence or like breadcrumbs or like something like that you can follow. I don't know why it sounds like a crime scene all of a sudden, Pisces. Maybe you're doing, okay. So when it's like something where it's like you're healing something, right? You're healing like past trauma or something like that. You're healing emotional wounds. It's coming through almost as like a crime scene. I know that sounds very dramatic. It doesn't have to be that intense. That's just a metaphor, where it's like maybe you're returning to a memory or the past scene of the crime is how it's coming through, where maybe you encountered trauma or wounding of some sort. It does feel kind of like a past energy, and it's like you're collecting the clues, perhaps, and putting together a story. There's something of like a narrative coming through, but be conscious of narratives, because sometimes we can get caught in sort of like a victim mentality or a narrative of victimhood, that kind of thing. You don't want to get caught in that. It is part of healing, but it is also reframing narratives where the power is returned to you, right? Where you can take leadership, you can take responsibility, you can claim all of the things that perhaps you've done wrong, that other people have done wrong, and there's forgiveness there. So I feel like maybe there's some work maybe that you can do about like rewriting a particular narrative that you have. It's like taking, because there's something about this like emotional experience where it's like if you're feeling low, for example, if you feel not great, you can look at all of these clues and it tells you a particular story. That might not be the true story though, but it's framed by your experience, it's framed by your mood, it's framed by your emotions, right? So there may be something about like perhaps gaining clarity by stepping back from your emotions and really seeing something for how it is, and like creating a narrative that is empowering to you is how it's coming through, Pisces. I feel like maybe that's what you're being asked to do or focus on, is like create a narrative that is empowering to you, especially if you have learned some sort of karmic lesson or some sort of tough energy in love or like that kind of thing. It's finding and connecting to your power, especially in terms of how you relate to other people or how you view yourself as well, or how other people view you, and taking responsibility for that as well. Of how perhaps other people may have misunderstood you, or you have misunderstood others, or if there was any sort of like lack of clarity or misunderstanding that may have come out of a situation. Okay, I'm gonna put that one back. This one is coming out. Fire, volcano, earth. There's 4 volcano cards in this deck. 2 of them are kind of tough. 2 of them are positive. Anyway, so I'll read this one. A true leader recognizes the needs of the people and then inspires and encourages them to bring their passions and their genius forth. You're being called to leadership. It is time to take your rightful place at the table and to inspire others to do the same. You must share your love and guide the people to take action that is aligned with spirit. Know that everything you've gone through, the hardships, the challenges, and even the blessings have been designed to support you in the journey ahead, the journey of being a leader of legacy. Trust the path, trust your steps, trust in spirit. Yeah. Both of these cards are about leadership today, Pisces. Maybe you're helping to heal someone or a dynamic maybe where they're going through something like this at the moment. Maybe you're, because I feel like your energy's so watery at the moment. Maybe there's an energy coming in to help heal you as well. I feel like there's like this very deep energy of forgiveness within a dynamic between you and another. Forgiveness and understanding and compassion. Like hope, right? It's like working on things maybe, or mending a relationship or a dynamic, or gaining clarity from a past situation maybe. It does feel like some sort of like emotional resolution in some way. Yeah. The emotional card. The emotional card. The emotional pillar is what this card comes through with. It's one of the 5 pillars that are in this deck. I'm going to read this one for sure. I think this is the first time it has come out. And, of course, for a Pisces reading. Okay, I'm going to read it, Pisces. When the emotional pillar shows up in your spread, the spirits are asking you to delve inward and to connect with your innermost feeling state. This pillar is about feelings, creativity, intimacy, and connection. The emotional pillar is a very feminine card, not because women are the only ones who have feelings, but because feeling itself is a feminine energetic. So much of our Western culture is about doing and achieving and making shit happen, and that's fine and wonderful as long as it is bringing us joy. But so often we find ourselves busy doing, achieving, and making shit happen that we forget to tap into our feeling nature until something pushes us too far or pisses us off, or we explode in a rage of tears or feeling overwhelmed or what have you. The emotional pillar is the spirit's way of nudging you into a deeper relationship with your feeling state. Take a bath, go for a swim, be in nature, do some journaling, have a cry or an orgasm or a dance party, shake, drum, journal, sketch, be in your creativity and your sensuality. Okay, Pisces. You're being really asked to connect with your emotional state. I feel like Pisces generally is very good at that. But there's something about like this energy that I feel like is uncomfortable for you. Maybe you're avoiding. Maybe there is something that is making you angry. Maybe there's something that's making you angry. And maybe you're denying that. Maybe that's something that you're trying to brush off, or like, because the two cards that you have right now are this sort of like the fire, which is at the center of your reading. Perhaps there's something that's making you angry that you need to talk about, or that you need to release in some way, in a healthy way, in a non-destructive way. Anger is one of those things that if you keep inside, it will tear your insides apart. That's how it's coming through. Especially with the hyena at the bottom of the deck, right? Are you masking how you truly feel? I feel like connecting with your body as well is also very significant and important for you. Like tending to your, emotional body. Tending to your emotional body. Maybe you need to cry, Pisces. Maybe you need to release some tears or some rage. I don't know. Whatever it is for you. Okay, I love this card. I love this card so much because it's this energy of the sparks of light, right? Maybe you have gone through a significant lesson that had to do with like taking care of your emotional body, right? Like making sure that you're emotionally healthy in whatever way that is, and however that manifests for you. I am definitely going to read this card because this is, I feel like, what you're headed towards, right? Okay, I'm going to read it. Your trust in the unseen and the faith you have given to its mysteries unfolding in your favor as you waited through the darkest of hours have brought you here to a place of great rewards. The spirits are singing your praises, for you were brave enough to trust in the unknown. You found bliss in the darkness and found kinship among the shadow spirits by honoring them along your journey. What was once a realm of darkness and trepidation is now decorated with shimmering jewels and beautiful gems, glistening totems marking your successful efforts by bringing beauty and surrender to where fear once ruled. You have overcome so much. Now is the time to reap the rewards of your newfound freedom and of the inner peace and graceful resilience that will enrich your life for the rest of your years. Yeah. You're collecting the gems, right? It's like following the trail of shimmering magic that's leading you out of a period of darkness, Pisces. It's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna pull one last card. It's like, keep going. I feel like you're like, there's something about like, maybe you keep bumping up against this energy is how it's coming through. Perhaps in multiple people. It might not be the same person. It could be a pattern that you're noticing where it's like maybe something about your authenticity really triggers someone. So just pay attention to that. Maybe there's someone around you who's struggling with expressing their truth in whatever way, and they're projecting on you. So just be conscious of that. Like, keep going. You're almost there. If you're feeling like, you know, you keep bumping up against a particular energy that's maybe like not a match to you in some way, like this anger, just keep going. Keep going. Keep working through it. Anyways. Okay, Sky Rainbow Star. This is at the center of your spread today. Life on this beautiful planet is an ever unfolding, constantly shifting, multidimensional journey. As a quantum creator, you are designing your own journey for yourself. Allow yourself to perceive beyond limitations and ideas of linear time and peer into greater, more expanded realms of possibility that emerge from your dynamic expression. The more you can allow the many different facets of your being to express, the more potentialities you create for yourself. This means that instead of examining your life one-dimensionally and seeing only one pathway for yourself, you allow yourself to see through a quantum lens, thereby manifesting many pathways and many possibilities. Living from your multidimensional expression opens up doorways that lead to magic and joy and abundance beyond your wildest, most amazing dreams. Yeah. Pisces, you're connected to multi-dimensional pathways is how it's feeling to me. You're creating, you're manifesting. I feel like you're on this path right now of healing and collecting the gems, right? Following the magic. Being guided by the sparks of light, whatever it is. If there are any energies around you right now that you're bumping up against that feel kind of like conflict or uncomfortable, it's part of the process. It's like maintain your inner balance, because I feel like there are some energies that are going through like a significant change for the better, but it might be uncomfortable. So I'm just going to leave that there, Pisces. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.